What kind of paranormal experiences have happened here at the Sanford Center?
There have been multiple reports, a lot of typical stuff like the sound of running through the hallways, footsteps, shuffling, knocks, different things like that. There have been shadows seen throughout the facility, the sound of doors opening and closing when they're not moving, so a lot of residual sounds, different things like that. There has been one entity that's been picked up on a few times, not a lot, that in my opinion, can seem very malevolent. But I do not believe it is from the school per se. I believe it's from the land. You know, this whole valley, this whole little land cove, if you will, of the city of Moundsville was pretty much burial ground. So I think a lot of that type of energy that people experience here in the center comes from the fact that, you know, this was sacred land for the Adena tribe. But I think a lot of that is fueled from the energy, the residual energy left behind by the kids and the teachers, and that's the separate reports other than my collection that I have here, which is kind of a hodgepodge of everything. Yes, Miss Sanford, she was the first principal here. I was using the MCOM so I could hear what was going on, what the reporter was picking up, and I said something to the effect like, Miss Sanford, there's a fight up here, and you better come up here and stop it, break it up, or something like that, you know, trying to get a response. And off in the distance would have come from this part of the hallway walking north of us, you know, on the second floor. You could hear these, they sound like the old shoes that teachers wore, these old, real hard-soled shoes. And it started off faint, like it was far away, and the next thing I know, you could hear them getting louder and louder and louder in the recording until they stopped right in the doorway of the room we were in.
First thing I have to do is do a tarot card reading. Shuffle. Past, present, future. Past, upside right, Page of Wands. Upside right, Queen of Pentacles, generosity. I did get a Paranormal Quest t-shirt, so, and drawn upside down, 4 of Pentacles. Let's see how this goes. If there's anyone here, then you make this EMF meter light up. This meter that I hold in my hand, you make this light up. Manifest some kind of energy here to make it light up, if you know how to do that. Here, I have a device that if you touch it, it will light up. Let us know you're here, or give us a sign of presence. So if there's anyone here who wants to make themselves known, walk up and touch this, like this. I'm hearing knocking noises from down there. I don't know if that's ordinary. I have to go check that out in here. There is again. If someone's down there and you come here and make this meter light up, touch this device like this. This place definitely is creepy because when I turned around to get my equipment and go over into the next room, I thought someone was standing there. So that was this little impression I got. Yeah, it's 2 or 3 times now that I've heard whispering, like beside me, like whispering. Is there anyone or anything here? I'm here in the Sanford Center. I want to know why this place has a reputation for being haunted. Is there anything paranormal about this land, about this location, about this former school? Is there anything paranormal at all? I would greatly appreciate an answer. I'm recording audio. If you have any answers for any of my questions, please speak them into this recorder or just speak them aloud. Hope they'll be able to pick up your voice. Do you know why people have experiences here? Paranormal experiences. Why does this occur at this place? If you have anything to say, or a message to convey, please speak it now. If there's anyone or anything here in this hallway, or here by these stairs, could you please walk through this doorway? If you walk through this doorway, it will cause this light to light up and let me know that you're here. I want to know if you're here. So could you please tell me by walking through this doorway, which will light these meters up and let me know. I am here to have a conversation from the material to the immaterial. If there is anything spiritual here, could you please communicate and let me know? Give me a sign of your presence. I want to know if there's anything here in the spiritual world, in the spirit world, in the super spectrum, from anything else besides the world I know, the existence I know. If so, could you please tell me and let me know? I genuinely want to know. I genuinely want answers. Is there anything immaterial here? Is there anyone here that wants to communicate, that wants to speak, that is over here in this area of the room? Could you make this meter light up? Do you know how to manifest the energy to do that? Are you willing to show your presence? Show that you're here. Sound like no? Did you say no? Are there any spirits anywhere else in the room who can communicate through this radio? Does anyone or anything have anything they want to say or communicate through this radio? If you do, please say it now. Okay. Is there any spirits over here by this shelf that want to communicate? Is there any spirit associated with these objects that has anything to say?
That one came from California.
Okay. What's the history of it?
The history with that one, that was, they basically dismantle houses to resell like wood trim and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they were going to this one house, and after the landlord gets there, he unlocks the front door. They go in, close the door behind them, and they hear like this dragging sound and like a thumping sound upstairs in the room right above them in the foyer of the house. So they think, okay, someone's broken in. There's a squatter, whatever. So they go upstairs to check, and the only thing in that room is some old clothes laying on the floor, and that doll was sitting in the windowsill.
Cool. Have you gotten anything out of that doll, like any kind of communication?
I think we got a couple K2 spikes on it. As for like other people that come in and investigate, or people on day tours, it's hard to tell.
Hmm.
There's a lot of different energies in here, so.
Okay. I'm recording audio. If anyone's there, could you speak in this device? If anyone is here, could you touch this antenna like this? Or touch this device here, or manifest some kind of energy here to make this device here light up? Show me that you're here. Is there something attached to this doll? If you have anything to say, any message, please speak it in this recorder right now. Now, this item here is a particularly gruesome item. This is the cap from the electric chair from the state penitentiary in Moundsville. I will see if I can get anything this EVP recorder. Is there any spirit attached to this execution cap? Anyone or anything associated or attached with this item? I personally disagree with the death penalty. I don't think it should be legal. I think it is inhumane. I don't think that any of the men who died wearing this execution cap should have had to suffer that punishment. I've heard that other people have had experiences here with this execution cap. Is there a reason that these people have these paranormal experiences around this item? If you have any answers for me, please speak them now. If there's anyone over here in this corner of the room, near this execution cap, could you please make this REM pod light up, this device here, by touching it like this? Could you please do so? Is there a spirit attached to this doll, this Betsy doll, by this EMF meter, to light it up and show me that you're here? Or anything to do with chanting music? Could you please perform that for me now?
Because we've got to somehow get across this creek. Oh, well, they're not quite license plates. That's kind of sad.
Can we even get to it?
Is there a reason that people report to have experience at this cemetery? Is there a reason that people have paranormal experiences at the cemetery with the prisoners who were buried here? Does it have anything to do with them or their crimes? If so, please speak in this device. If you have anything to say, please speak it aloud. I am recording audio. If you have anything to say, please speak it in this device. Is this location haunted? Is anyone here? Is there anyone with a message? Is there anyone here who has anything to say? Can you tell me something about this location? Can you tell me something about Whitegate Cemetery? If you have anything to say about the lives of these people, could you please speak now in this recorder? What do you think about the fact that these people are buried here, no headstones, and nothing but license plates to mark where they are? Do you have anything to say about that? Does the reported activity at this location have anything to do with blood? Does the reported activity at this location have anything to do with the blood that was spilled in the ground by these people? Does the paranormal have anything to do with blood? Okay, the wind is picking up. The license plates are moving against the poles. So there you go. You know, this room has excellent reverb. There's also a stage. So what kind of showman would I be if I didn't put on a show? And all our yesterdays have guided fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle, life's but a walking shadow. A poor player who struts and frets his hour while on stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Well, there you go. Some William Shakespeare for you. Thought I saw someone standing there in between the door and this thing here. Probably just the way the shadows lay. But yeah, another one of those moments. The whole draw to the gym is all the energy of movement, which I don't necessarily think connects to the paranormal. I think residual energy is not residual, meaning it's not from people who are in an afterlife, but instead paranormal forces reenacting an event that occurred, possibly to tell you something, a divinatory meaning, to tell you something about history, or tell you something about something that went on. Okay. Here's something I want to try. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow from these books a scent of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, and certain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with unknown terrors never thought before. So to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," I said, "or madam, surely your forgiveness I implore. But you see I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, so faintly you came tapping, and I scarce was sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Okay, there you go. Let's try it one more time, because I know that I flubbed the lines a few times, so let's do it one more time. And we'll just do it with the EMF meter, no audio recorder. Okay. Once upon a midnight dreary, as I pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more. Distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow from these books a scent of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with, well, in other words, unseen terrors never thought before. So to still my heart from beating, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," I said, "or madam, surely your forgiveness I implore. But you see I was napping, and so gently you came tapping, and so faintly you came rapping, I was scarcely sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. There you go. There's some Edgar Allan Poe for you. Even just being here, talking, saying something, could hopefully trigger activity. That's the intention anyway. If there's someone here, can you walk up and make a knocking noise? If there's someone or something here, any spiritual being, entity, presence of any kind, anything at all, could you make a knocking noise? one single knocking noise that sounded wooden. We're gonna check that out. Hello? Nothing there. Nothing there. There's no reason for there to be a knocking noise. I heard it. If there's someone here, could you make the knocking noise again? So yeah, there was a knocking noise pretty much on cue. So that was pretty good. Don't know what that was. There's nothing down there. There's no one down there. No one to make a knocking noise. But yeah, that was on cue. It was pretty good. I heard the knocking noise. Could you do it again? If there's someone there, can you make the knocking noise again? Thank you for making a knocking noise before. Can you do it again to prove that was you? I heard a noise from over there, a faint one. There's a faint noise from over here, like the door. There's no one here at this door, right? No. No one here at these doors. Yet there's a faint knocking noise over there. So if that was you, thank you. That's the thing about paranormal investigators, man, is they ask you to make a knocking noise, you make the knocking noise for them, and what do they ask you for? They say, do it again. They're never satisfied. I heard another noise down there. It could just be the building making the noises. But man. So yeah, I respect that. I'm satisfied with that. That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, there's no way to prove that's what that was, but that was pretty good. Is anyone there? Is anyone there? If anyone or anything is there, can you show yourself in between these flashes? If that's possible and you know how to do that, could you please do that and show yourself to me? Okay, this is how fast it goes. So fast that it's just a continuous stream. And then this keeps going down. That. I don't really see anything in between the flashes. I suppose if there was more like doorways and shapes and shadows, you could probably have some kind of interpreting the random elements of the visuals into something, you know, like in a divination way. In a divination or pareidolia way. It also has a noise mode, meaning it only flashes when there's noise like this. Hello? Is there anyone there? Hello? Is there anyone there? Could you show me what you look like with this strobe light? Show yourself in between the flashes. If there is a spiritual presence here, there is a spirit, a manifestation, a being, an entity, if there is anyone here at all, could you please manifest or appear between the flashes of these lights? See, even now with like these kinds of shadows, you could see something between the lights. That looks crazy. That's crazy. Is there anyone here? Can you show yourself in between the flashes of these lights? Can you show yourself in between the flashes here, in between these flashes of light? Can you show me what you look like? If there is any paranormal force here, any spiritual being, or what's the strobe, because I have a strobe light, in my eye. That's going like moving. Are there any spiritual being here? Can you manifest in between these blinking lights? Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. It's an interesting effect. These mirrors are considered to be possibly haunted, but any mirror can do scrying and divination. It's a trick of the light, a trick of shadows. Yep, saw pretty much what I expected. Oftentimes you'll also see the skull as the bones stick out. Okay, room 104. Gonna ask for some knocking noises. I just wanted to know if you can make a knocking noise for me. If there's someone or something, some being, some entity, any kind of paranormal or spiritual presence or force that exists here, could you make a knocking noise for me before I go? Like this. Could you do that for me? You know, I have strange aspirations in life, I guess. I want to hear a knocking noise that doesn't make any sense. I want to hear an inexplicable noise that has to be something unexplained. I think that was probably normal for me, just moving this. Could you go near that meter? Go near this little remote here? Or go near this device? Is the table vibrating? Or is that just the way I was moving that? It's weird. It's a Rubik's Cube. So one last EVP for the school here. Is there anyone here who still thinks they're going to school here? Is there a spiritual presence here reenacting events from when the school was open? Is there something you have to say about the school when it was open? Is there anything you have to say about maybe this location? Maybe the land it's on? Or maybe even now that it's a community center, or that it's used for paranormal investigation? Do you have anything to say about the Sanford Center? Is there any message you're trying to convey about this place? By the activity that's going on here, by the paranormal experiences that people are having? Is there something you're trying to tell us? If so, please speak in this recorder. This is recording audio. You can hopefully pick up your voice. If you don't want to do that, these meters here would detect if you went by them or if you manifested energy near them. Okay, I'm about to turn off this audio recorder. If there's anything else you have to say, any final message, any parting words, please speak them now. Thank you for anyone who spoke and gave me answers, responded to me in any way, or anyone who even tried to respond. Thank you very much. The Sanford Center is awesome.
Dragon Brook Cemetery in Wellsburg. And Dave sent me a video, FaceTime. He's like, hey, guess where we're at? And I'm like, I see a sunset, Dave. I don't know where you're at. He says, well, we're visiting Annie. And he showed me a picture of her grave. And he said, let's try something. Here, I use this pendulum right here. So he could see it. He and Ryan could see it, and I could see what they're doing here. So I asked, Annie, if you're here, can you make this spin counterclockwise? And it started going counterclockwise. And I said, if you can you leave here and go where Ryan and Dave were at and turn the flashlight off? And then 8-10 seconds later, flashlight turned off. Of course, it got dark, because that's the only light they had was the flashlight, and you just hear Dave go like, really? You know? It was pretty awesome. Of course, you know, something like that happens, you're not actually recording it.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing personal experience. And there's been other times we've actually made communication with her via the pendulum dowsing or like proximity meters and stuff like that.
To see like the effort you put into like finding her grave and stuff, like in the libraries and stuff.
I just wish the Ancestry had the dog one, the date right. It wouldn't have taken so long. February 12th, 1956, but now she died in 1966.
Going over
She
like
died just like natural causes?
From what I've gathered so far, yeah.
going over all like the microfilm and the libraries and stuff.
Took a while.
Yeah, so I think that was a cool thing for you to do. A lot of effort into that sort of thing.
So now when I get new pictures and I tongue-in-cheek look in the back to see if the names are there, and I'm thinking, please don't be on there, because it'll be another 2 years of finding you.
Okay, so Annie, I've heard your story from Steve, and I just wanted to know if you would communicate now the way you have in the past. If you could say something in this recorder, I would greatly appreciate it. I just want to know if you specifically sought out Steve because you knew he would take care of your portrait. Okay, nothing there. I'm going to turn on this REM pod. Okay, Annie, I'm sure you know how these work. The REM pod, if you get near it, it lights up as you've done before. This meter here, if you manifest energy near it, it will light up and let me know you're there. So if you could please light up these devices to show me a sign of your presence. Did you want the museum to be the home for your portrait? Is that why Steve was drawn to you? If you could answer any of my questions, please speak in this recorder.
There we go.
That's pretty good. Is there any thing to explain that away? Whoa, 3.
Holy crap.
Wow.
That's recording, right?
Yes, it is.
Good.
I pressed record as soon as it started going off. That's crazy. It's not on the edge or anything. It's not the way it's sitting.
No, it's nothing to do with it.
Hmm. It's still going off. I can't hear it now, but it's still there.
We're running the PSP 11 spirit box. Annie, is that you?
Does it say like yes?
It did sound like her voice from the old time I heard it. Annie, if that was you, just one more time, can you say yes? Just so we know. Annie, we think we heard you. Are you setting off the REM pod? Hold on, we'll try something else real quick here.
Yeah, reset it. Still going off.
Let's try right here.
Nope, still going off. Okay, is the battery on it then or something?
You have another 9-volt?
Yeah, I do. Hold on, I'll go get it.
Or if it was her. But that one voice did sound like her.
Yeah. think it might have said like yes it was or something like that.
Yeah. Something.
In a female voice.
Annie? If that was you, and if you want to, of course, can you touch that device or let me just say your first name in the, close to this device in my hand?
Do you have any messages or anything you want to say?
Annie, can you tell us who you ran a little grocery store with in East Liverpool? Was it your daughter Lila? Can you say yes or no?
If you could you make this EMF meter light up by manifesting some energy here? If you know how to make it light up. And if you have the energy right now.
I mean, it's a good possibility if that battery was actually okay. And her energy spiked at one time. It could be exhausted. Because I remember one other time that she's actually went past the second light.
Yeah.
To be honest. In the next minute or so, everyone else in the museum, can we just maybe be silent? We're trying to reach Annie right now. Not being rude, just we're trying to reach Annie. And if you could say one last thing to my friend here, what would it be? After a while, you don't hear the male voices anymore.
Do you have anything to say to me, Annie? I wanted to know if you're happy where you are now.
I think I heard like a I think.
Could be. On March 10th, 2019, I visited a Hindu palace and temple founded in 1968 by the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. A wonderfully unique thing to see, nestled within the hills of Moundsville, West Virginia. Naturally, I wasn't able to film inside the palace or temple, but rest assured it was ornate and beautiful enough to give even the most secular of people that transcendent feeling. The palace is often labeled simply the Palace of Gold. Fortean author John Keel wrote about the use of gold in religious architecture, and noted how gold is also conductive of electricity. He wondered if there was a link between this and religious experiences. A fascinating thing about this particular temple is that it's dedicated specifically to the god Krishna of Hindu spirituality. Krishna, like many gods, has a flying mount on which he rides. The half-bird god known as the Garuda. John Keel saw massive parallels between the Garuda and the Mothman. Keel refers to his experience investigating the Mothman from December 66 to December 67 as the Year of the Garuda. In fact, this was the original title for the Mothman prophecies, before the publishers changed it at the last minute. In early printings of the Mothman book, the subtitle reads, An Investigation into the Mysterious American Visits of the Infamous Feathery Garuda. I haven't found any writings from Keel specifically referencing the Palace of Gold, so it would seem that he wasn't aware of it. It's amazing that a palace dedicated to the god whom the Garuda carries would be located here in West Virginia, the very state where the Mothman case unfolded. I guess it could be said that there is indeed a Krishna consciousness within these mountains. Within the temple, decorated with painted murals and hardwood flooring, there were statues of deities and spiritual leaders. One mural featured Krishna holding up an entire mountain with just his pinky, a relevant image for the mountain state of West Virginia. The statue that most got my attention was the lion form of Krishna, Narasimha. In the story, a demon was granted powers to not be killed by man or beast, in day or night, inside or outside. He used these powers to attack Krishna's followers, but Krishna devised a plan to defeat the demon. He manifested as a form of a half-man, half-lion, neither fully man nor fully beast. He waited until twilight, neither fully day nor fully night, and he stood in a doorway, neither fully inside nor fully outside. In this way, he was able to defeat the demon. This lion form, Narasimha, is therefore seen as a great symbol of divine protection. While in the temple, I bought a carved necklace of Narasimha, and was told the story behind it. Later that same month, I heard unexplained flute playing coming from my empty living room. Only days later did I see the connection. Hinduism, like any religion, has many denominations and a variety of thought. One perspective that I particularly enjoy is the idea that each god or goddess is a manifestation or avatar of an overarching divinity or godhead, with thousands of interchangeable names. I view the paranormal in much the same way. In my eyes, monsters like Bigfoot, spirits like the ones I've tried to talk to in this video, and UFOs of all shapes and sizes are all interconnected manifestations of a force beyond our understanding, based on the collective unconscious mind of the people. Materializations of invented social archetypes. Carl Jung, John Keel, Jacques Vallée, and Ted Holiday all espouse iterations of this same idea. Keel in his work shows the interconnectedness of Mothman, UFOs, and all other aspects of the phenomenon. Vallée does much the same, from fairy tales to flying saucers. Ted Holiday explored its connections to the Loch Ness Monster and UFOs. And Stan Gordon documents the connection of Bigfoot and UFOs. In my mind, anomalies, miracles, magic, psychic phenomena, and beings of all mythology are all part of the same whole, all aspects of one force which surrounds us. By simply living in a civilization, you play part in a social ritual of storytelling, belief, myth, and folklore, which materializes forth the strangest of things in the dark. My next outing was in June of 2019, in which I traveled to Grafton, West Virginia to investigate the legendary seal-skinned Grafton monster. Until next time, Montaigne, Semper, Liberi, Mountaineers are always free.